The Underground Railroad in Grant County. John Ratliff. From the early days of Marion's history come stories passed down in whispers, tales of secret courage that saved thousands from cruel oppression. Among the courageous was John Ratliff. He was a quiet man with an unassuming manner, yet his bold and noble purpose put Marion, Indiana in the heart of one of humanity's greatest movements. It was said that John Ratliff was guided by an inner light, a concept that is central to his Quaker faith. This principle states that in every human soul there is implanted a certain element of God's own spirit and divine energy. The Quakers were devout pacifists who valued education and equality for every man and woman in a time when those values were considered heretic by many. And so the Quakers moved to escape persecution and oppression. John Ratliff came with his family to Grant County in 1842 at the age of 12. He joined a community of Quakers who built the little town of Farmington in a hidden spot in the Mississinawa Valley. Those passing by saw only a cluster of homes, a school, and a sawmill. They shook their heads at those odd, simple Quakers who plowed their fields and seldom spoke to outsiders. What they didn't see was the secret activities taking place right under their noses.
The Quakers in Grant County stealthily established the Underground Railroad. This railroad was a secret organization where they could aid the slaves to go north to freedom. They had no written record of it. The stories show that John Ratliff was the head of the movement here in Grant County. The slaves would come to a prearranged house such as this. They would house them for the night. They give them food and water and any provisions they needed so that they'd be ready for the next stop. John Ratliff, he would disguise himself as a tin peddler or often moved them in a hollowed out wagon load of grain. And they'd move them from here quite often to Wabash.
The inner light that guided John Ratliff was indeed a strong and positive power, for more than 1,500 slaves passed through Grant County on the train to freedom. So effective was the railroad that not one of the fugitives seeking refuge under John Ratliff's watch was ever returned to their master. The town of Farmington that John Ratliff helped establish has disappeared from the map. A few old farmhouses rumored to have served as stations on the Underground Railroad sit quietly among the fields, holding the secrets of the clandestine role they played in our nation's history.